my channel. Excuse me. I was sitting here editing some videos, and I know it's been a while, but I've had some difficult things going on, and you'll understand when you look at some of my videos. With that being said, I just wanted to pop in here and make an introduction for some of my videos, and you might see this multiple times because I just my head has been all over the place. So if you'll just be patient with me and enjoy the video, comment, like, and subscribe. To talk about the current climate and my personal opinions and views on the situation that we have in our country right now. Growing up being multiracial, I learned a lot of things at a young age. And the one thing that it has taught me is that love is a common denominator. But on that same side, or I should say the opposite side of that same coin, is hate. And that's basically what it boils down to. So there are a couple of things. So first of all, I remember growing up, and you know, when you fill out different forms and they always would ask you to check a box, I always found like myself struggling with being presented with having to pick and choose, because when you're mixed, you can't say, well, I'm one specific thing. And what I would usually do is check them all, and then I would be corrected by whomever gave me the form that I had to pick, which I always felt was, it's not only unfair, it's causing you to choose sides, right? Or you would just have to check other. And what does that mean? Other. I'm not a other. I'm a human being just like everyone else. So you being forced to check the other box, just you having to pick the other box, period, it causes this questioning in your mind, like, why do I have to do that? And again, it causes division, or it separates you, which is just another form of systematic oppression or racism or whatever you want to call it. But it does something to you. I mean, you're filling out forms as soon as you get in school, right? Just like, who taught you to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I promise you it wasn't your mother or father, because it wasn't my mother or father. No, their mother and fathers never taught them to say the Pledge of Allegiance. It was school. And you know, there are a lot of pressures that come with these things, but because you're naive and you're young, you just kind of accept them and you move forward. But me being the person I always have, I'm always been a very introspective person, and I didn't understand it, you know, because I didn't want to pick. And who wants to be a other? You know, I'm a living, breathing, bleeding person like every other person. And I think we get too hung up on the fact of, you know, what we are. I mean, we're all human beings. We are all human beings at the end of the day, because that's something that I've gotten a lot throughout my life. Even still, what are you? People ask me that, you know, especially when it comes to guys, and they always want to know what you are, you know. because we face so many different struggles that are, light skin, dark skin, money, no money, educated, uneducated. All of these are separations, and they're a byproduct of socialization and colonization. So, it's these waters can be hard to navigate if you give in to them. Because what I began to see when I was growing up was that I have families of all colors, and all of these people, the common thing that I saw through everybody is that everybody wants to be loved. They want to feel safe. They want to be protected. And I found this in every culture of my family. Whether you were, had money, didn't have money, no matter what culture that side of my family was, whether you were attractive or unattractive, everybody wants the same thing. The differences that I noticed was how we express those things, how we express love, how we express grief, how we express anger. All of these different things, they may be different, culturally, how we celebrate, how we bring life into this world, how we accept death, all of those things. And those are the things that really matter, because at the end of the day, when somebody hurts you, you're hurt, no matter what color you are. That's not specific to a shade, a skin tone, a hair type, none of those things. And if you really look at our culture, it's American culture. It's so mixed up. You have a divide right now in our country of black and white, right? But you look at plastic surgery, right? White women or women in general that want larger lips, they're going to get fillers. Women that want to have a bigger bottom, they can go and get that now, which was something that was what black women had naturally, right? So then, but forever, even myself, I wanted my hair to be straight when I was younger. My mother didn't know what to do with my hair, and I went to a predominantly Caucasian school, where there were no girls that looked like me that had my hair type at all. And, when you're around certain environments, everyone wants to fit in. And I didn't necessarily want to fit in. I didn't know what to do with my hair because my mother didn't know what to do with my hair. When I figured it out, that changed. But, when someone sets a standard that says this is what pretty is or beautiful is, if you don't look like that, it makes you wonder. But I think the thing for me that growing up, with being around all these cultures, I never wanted to be like someone else. I was always okay with being me. Other people weren't okay with being me. And I saw that very early on. I remember in the 6th grade, my mother was always like the room mother. They don't have that much anymore. But, when you had holidays and parties, the room mother would always come and bring food, help the teacher, because it wasn't instruction time. And I remember this little girl, she wasn't my friend, but she wasn't not my friend. She was just a classmate. We never talked. She was never mean to me or anything. But when she saw my mother, she was like, "Who is that?" And I said, "That's my mom." And she was like, "No, she's not." And I said, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, y'all don't look alike. Y'all don't have the same hair color and eye color." And I said, "But that's my mother." And she was like, "No, she isn't." And she just walked off. And I was just like, what's wrong with her? And this is what I thought, what that 6th grade, how old are you? 11, 12? I don't know. But I thought about that like later. Like, why does it mean that she's not my mother? Because to me, growing up, that was never something that I saw. This was my mom, and that's all I ever knew, right? So it wasn't until someone pointed out to me that her hair and eye color could make her not my mother. And to me, that was crazy, right? Because in my mind, this is a woman who loved me, who's cared for me, who's protected me, who has been my mother. And she is my mother, my biological mother. And I just thought it was crazy that colors could make her not my mother. My parents did not get married and have sex and produce something other than a human being. I'm a human being, just like everyone else. Hey, this is Julie. I just wanted to pop in here and tell you thank you for watching and to watch the successive videos, because this was the long video that I had to cut into parts. So thank you for watching, and remember, I care about you because you matter.